James, you're a veteran and household chef and student. You're an Ander. National University supports the whole you so you can focus on what's right in front of you. Learn more at nu.edu.
With so many options, why choose Arizona State University?
For me, the only online option was ASU because of the quality. Their faculty was really involved with their students and care about your personal journey. The dedication to my personal development from my professors, that's been extremely valuable to me.
Earn your degree from the nation's most innovative university. Online. That's a degree better. Explore more than 300 undergraduate, graduate, and certificate programs at asuonline.asu.edu.
This is VSiN PrimeTime. Live from the Circus Sportsbook in downtown Las Vegas on VSiN, the sports betting network.
Great little baseline cut, but you couldn't finish under the basket. We don't want that, though, so I don't know what I'm really rooting for.
We're watching a lot of games, as we always do here on VSiN Primetime, and a game that JVT and I have a lot of vested interest in, the Wizards and the Kings, because the Wizards' season win total under is something that we have in pocket there. So certainly something going on there. We just got a picture from, I believe, Matt Humans on his night off, and he is there at the Crown taking in Butler and Boise State. Mm-hmm. He says he's got Butler plus 8.5, over 153.5. So one of those bets is off to a good start.
Where's this at?
This is at the MGM Grand Garden
And then
Arena.
The championship's at T-Mobile, huh?
Semifinals and championship on Saturday and Sunday are at T-Mobile. And the quarterfinals in the first round at MGM Grand Garden. And he has a Villanova USC Boise money line parlay to close out from last night. So tell you what, Humans is loving him some
money line parlays.
Oh, he's loving him the Crown too. He was in here Monday night. He had us. He had our game of the night be a Crown game. So I don't know if your level of enthusiasm is as high on the Crown.
It's great, especially because Cirque is a great partner with them. Love the Crown.
There you go.
Don't ask me who's playing.
Good family. Good company man right there.
I'm a better company man than most, especially maybe some Matt Humans who sit at this desk on nights where there's like 10 NBA games and it's like pulling teeth. But hey, what can we say?
I'm just going to sip my water.
He knows it.
All right. Zach Cohen going to come up here in just a little bit.
Yesterday was the most excited Matt was over an NBA game.
Really?
Well, because we were watching Steph Curry annihilate the Memphis Grizzlies. How could you not be?
That was incredible.
How could you not be captured by the magic that Steph Curry was putting forth last night?
Said he's got a lot left in the tank.
It was incredible. Like, I have no words for watching that. And yet morning programming opened up with Steph Curry wouldn't score 17 in the 70s. And I was like, okay, come on.
Yeah, that was quite the topic on a show I don't watch, but not on this network. But the irony of that stupid exchange where they just were all butthurt when LeBron went on Pat McAfee and said that Giannis would drop 250 points in the 70s, and then here we are again. Steph Curry, one of the greatest players in the history of the game, one of the greatest shooter. According to, who was it? Some dude.
People who aren't blind and watch basketball, according to everybody?
He wouldn't score 17. Yes, he would.
No, here's the thing, though. What's the best part about what we're referring to is I tweeted it out. I was very mad. Actually, I did a little tweet thing on it.
I tell you what, this Auburn future has gotten you all fired up.
No, but I will say, because I've been pretty consistent on this. Look, what drives me nuts, and this is going to make me sound like such a D-bag, I like smart coverage and I like smart conversation around sports. Like, I like it. Like, I'm very happy that Zach Lowe now has a platform again. We're going to get his show back next week
on The Ringer.
For The Ringer, because I think especially when it comes to the NBA, that space has been missing that sort of content in a very big way at a very big level.
I'm a big Zach Lowe guy too. Zach Lowe is incredibly smart.
It's right. And you know the breakdown, the difference. It's on court, it's X's and O's, it's matchups, it's things of that nature. And I think mainstream media coverage focuses way too much on the stupid narrative BS, and there is no work on actually breaking down the contest. As I always like to use the example, I don't think a lot of talking heads will be able to point out a Spain pick and roll or a horn set or whatever it is when they watch an actual basketball game. And I think it is very lazy what the coverage does. And I think former players contribute to that. And going back to what I just watched today, when Stephen A. Smith says something along the lines of, I had a Hall of Famer tell me that he wouldn't score 17 points. But why wouldn't he score 17 points? Because we would hurt him. So you're admitting, first off, you wouldn't hurt him, okay? Like, watch highlights of old basketball. It sucks, okay? Second off, he's so good you would have to physically assault him is what you are saying. You're saying you would stop him. You're saying that he's so good that you would have to hurt him because he would be like a witch to you. You'd have no idea. You'd build statues of Steph Curry if he was out there in the 70s. You'd have no idea what you were watching. He would destroy every single one of you. It's absolutely annoying, the coverage. And it doesn't bother me at all.
It doesn't, yeah. I mean, you're very calm about it. But I get it.
By the way, the Wizards are they're up by 3 now. There we go. They went on 11-0.
I did find that clip that you put out there very ironic, considering the talking heads on that network got all fired up when LeBron was outrageously disrespectful to the previous eras, right?
Dude, I don't know. Sorry, I'm not gonna. We're betting that one.
All right, I do want to let's dive into what we saw last night from Steph Curry, which was ridiculous. And now you've got the Golden State Warriors, who are in 5th place in the West, and the Grizzlies are sinking like a rock. Do you want to show the picture?
No. Actually, can we throw the lower third up and show Tim one more time?
What?
Yeah, look at
Jonathan Von Trigger. Love it.
I do. Every once in a while. You guys irritate me. Sometimes you guys are stupid. Not you guys. Obviously, I'm not talking to you.
You know what really grinds my gears?
Yeah.
Let's start with Golden State.
I feel passionate about things.
Golden State Lakers right now would be the 4-5.
Ooh, what fun that would be.
Man, the NBA would be.
I'd prefer Clippers Lakers, but that'd be great too.
Clippers, yeah, they got. I mean, they're
all within a game of each other.
I mean, I think Golden State's more interesting than Memphis, who seems to be sinking like a rock, and Taylor Jenkins, obviously.
Ooh, that's another win total we might be able to sneak in there, boys.
What was that?
Let me see. I got this up right now. The win total for Memphis, 47.5.
Oh, yeah, you're live. You're definitely live.
Yeah,
there.
because it looked like they were going to go over without a problem.
Yeah.
And then this little swoon here. Oh, we are back. Let's get this thing done.
What do you make of this Golden State team, who the record is tremendous since Jimmy Butler has been acquired? Steph Curry last night was doing his stuff that obviously wouldn't have worked in the 70s, but works very much now in 2025. Golden State, I don't know if they can jump the Lakers, but regardless, we could see a 4-5 matchup, Lakers and Warriors. How would you handicap that series?
I mean, I think it would be a great series. I think what's going to be interesting is, so the Los Angeles Lakers are not like a big team, but they do play with like a lot of big, bulky wings. And you have Jimmy Butler and you have Draymond Green, but outside of that, I think you're going to have some problems defending this team. Now, I think one of the interesting aspects is Jimmy Butler and Draymond Green, size-wise, can handle Luka Doncic a little bit better than, say, the Minnesota Timberwolves could last year in the Western Conference Finals. And that's going to be something that maybe works in their favor. I don't think the Lakers are a particularly great defensive team, as we have seen down the stretch. We've seen, I think, their true colors on defense. They could be a fun, high-scoring series that is going to have a lot of volatility to it. I think it's a near pick if we're talking about the rating. Lakers would have home court, so they're probably going to be favored, obviously, because not only being at home, but obviously the fact that they're going to be a somewhat public team.
Yep.
I think the Warriors might have some public support behind them, too.
Yeah,
so
I think that. I mean,
I'd venture a guess that the Lakers are a small favorite and that this is going to be a series that goes 7 games.
Man, if you're a conspiracy theorist, I am not. But, man, the NBA would love this as a first-round series.
I mean, they've gotten the play-in, right? They've gotten a couple of these. Yep. So, they've had the series before.
Yeah, but we've never had
Clippers.
Oh,
Lakers,
we did have. We had the second round. Was that 2 years ago when the Lakers beat the Grizzlies?
Yeah.
They played the Warriors in the second round. It was a 7-6, right?
There was a play-in game in which they played each other, if I remember correctly, and then there was a series that they played.
The play-in game was awesome.
Yes.
Yeah,
so, we've seen it. And I think, we'll have to look this up. I think the play-in was one that knocked the Warriors out. And I think that was that the year before they won the title?
Yes.
I think that's when Steph Curry, after the game, was like, hey, you're not going to want to see us next year. And then they went on to win the title the next season.
If I remember correctly, they lost to the Lakers, and then they hosted, oh, God, who did they host? They hosted someone they lost. I think it was it the Pelicans?
Might have been.
Yeah, and they got knocked out, and they did not make the playoffs. And then, the next year they won the NBA Finals. The Grizzlies. The proof is in the pudding. They don't beat teams that are good, that have a pulse. What is it, like 12 straight losses?
I think it's now 12 or 13 straight losses. I know they're 6-19 straight up against teams of the top 10 network.
I mean, this team is playing destined, right? At this point, I mean, they're 19. They're right now. They're tied with the Timberwolves for the 6th spot. They have the tiebreaker at this point in time. But then you look at
the rest of their schedule. They're on a 3-game East Coast trip right now, and they're on the East Coast. They're on the East, but Miami, Detroit, and Charlotte. So that's not the easiest slate in the world, especially when you're talking about the Heat and the Pistons. You come home, April 10th next week is the big one. They play host to Minnesota. That could really decide what their fate is. But down the stretch, you have 3 high-leverage games. If you're Memphis, you're at home against Minnesota, at Denver, and then you wrap up home versus Dallas. I mean, that's going to be, Dallas could be playing for everything at that point. And obviously, not only is Anthony Davis back, I don't know if you saw the news today, but Derek Lively's back now too.
Yep.
So you have this situation where you have at the end of the year, 3 teams. They're going to be playing for almost everything, including one that's going to almost decide where you're going to fall. And I'm with you. I mean, look, they've changed the offense. I brought this up to Matt yesterday. Ja Morant seems to be a little bit more comfortable in this new style of offense, which is a little bit more like the old style, a little bit more focus and emphasis on pick and rolls and getting Ja the ball and setting some screens for him. Morant last night, 36 points. The night before against Boston, he had 26. So he's starting to get a little bit more comfortable in the setting. So maybe Morant, like I said, I think the angle for Memphis is play some of these Morant overs on the point totals and see what they're going to do from a side standpoint. But this team has 3 covers in their last 23 games, Tim. They've been bad.
Hey, folks, put your skills to the test in the Hoops and Horses Pick'em Challenge, brought to you by our friends over at First Bet. Sign up for free to play at vsin.com/hoops and spell it out, A-N-D, horses, and make your picks for Saturday's marquee horse races as well as basketball matchups. This is not fair. Mike Somich is going to mop the floor with us. Top pickers will receive First Bet vouchers you can use to bet upcoming races on First Bet, including the Kentucky Derby on Saturday, May 3rd. So, from the hardwood to the home stretch, play now, vsin.com, VSIN.com/hoops and horses. That's JVT. I'm Tim Murray. Coming up bottom of the hour, talk a little more NBA with Zachary Cohen, get his thoughts on the Final Four as well. Do we see a return of Jonathan Von Triggered on the other side of the break? I don't know. I have to poke the bear a little bit.
This is VSiN Primetime on VSiN, the sports betting network.
Ladies and gentlemen, breaking news. Rafael Devers has got a hit. He will not go hitless all year long. Congratulations to Rafael Devers. I believe he had a double just a little while ago. So
Can we point and laugh at everybody?
what?
I mean, we're only 5 games into a 162 game season,
with
and
the
they're up
Red Sox?
3-0. But
We did hear a lot of Red Sox love out there in the betting market, and they are off to a 1-4 start. Not as bad as the Atlanta Braves. Our game of the night, the Atlanta Braves.
this is getting started in like 20 minutes, right?
And the Los Angeles Dodgers. Yes, first pitch in about 20 minutes at Dodger Stadium.
Get that up on, let's get that up on the
The
main screen when it
Dodgers
starts.
undefeated, 7-0. Some saying we'll go 162-0. I'm hoping that my over 161.5 wins ticket does come home on the Dodgers. Padres, by the way, also 7-0 too. Not a bad
what'd you
start
just
for
say?
that division.
What's your under?
I said my over 161.5
Oh, okay. I
ticket.
was like, wait a minute, what? Okay.
The West right now, how about the start to the NL West? Padres are 7-0, Dodgers are 7-0, Giants are 5-1.
Yeah, baby.
Not a bad start there. Diamondbacks right now up 4-0 last I checked. Yep, 4-0 top 5 against the Yankees. So they're on the way to 4-2, and then there's the Rockies.
I was going to come in here, speaking of the West, and sing the praises of the Anaheim Angels, who today got a grand salami from the great Logan O'Hoppe. I was like, here we go.
Your boy Trout hit a homer, too.
Yes, he did. But then they gave up 9 straight runs, and they lost 12-5. I was like, all right, I'm not going to bring that up. But Mike Trout did go yard for the first time this season.
Your
so that's
MVP?
very good. No, I have to lead the league in homers.
Oh, that's what it is.
Not MVP. But
He's got some work to do against
We'll see.
Mr. Judge.
I think that, like I keep using the word for the Angels, I think they're competent, and I think that somebody bet over 71.5. I think they can go over their win total, so we will see. Starting to hit a little bit.
But yes, our game of the night is Dodgers and Braves. And as we look at the betting market, any movement here? Not really. Still, Dodgers around -2. That's circa 216. So there you go. We'll use that number. -216. Blake Snell.
Oh, it was -105 on the run line earlier. Now it's -104.
Oh, we're sharp. We're sharp. We took the run line.
No, we didn't, right?
I took the run line.
Yeah, no. Oh, no, I see what you're saying.
+115.
Because it was -105 at circa, and we were talking about it earlier, is what I'm saying. Now it's -104.
Oh.
Yeah.
Gotcha,
See what I'm saying here?
Yes.
Come on now.
Yeah, we looked around. As always, the slogan of VSiN, shop around. We shopped around.
Let me look. +105. All right, still out there. Still feeling good.
But yes.
I also have team total over 3.5 for the Atlanta Braves.
I took a little money line, too. Come on, Braves. Not going to start 0-7, are you? Come on. What are we doing here?
It's a very good basis for a bet. Come on, what are we doing here?
Yes. It's like the person at the roulette table. It can't possibly go red 7 straight times. Well, technically speaking, it's 50-50 every single time. So, yes, it could possibly go red 7 straight times.
If it's hit 6 straight times, then it means that it's a higher percentage that it goes red the next time.
The Crown going on right now with Matt Humans in attendance, where he's got a Butler +8.5 ticket.
We find him in the crowd.
Boise State up 56-51 right now in that contest, just down the street from where we sit at the MGM Grand Garden Arena. Zach Cohen going to join us in just a little bit. A reminder, Denver, you want to read through the litany of gentlemen who are out for the Denver Nuggets tonight?
Yeah. So the Denver Nuggets are resting pretty much everybody. And actually, do we have conflicting reports here? No, okay, Peyton Watson also ruled out. So the Nuggets are not going to have their guy Peyton Watson out there. For the rest of the team, Christian Brown,
out.
Aaron Gordon,
out.
Michael Porter Jr.,
out.
Jamal Murray,
out.
Nikola Jokic,
out.
Yes, and that was after a report from Bennett Durando, who covers the Nuggets for the Denver Post, saying that the plan was to rest most of their players on Wednesday. And then, of course, that followed with the litany of names that was ruled out. Current number right now, I think we're still sitting at 2.5.
2.5.
More? Okay, so still 2.5 in favor of the Denver Nuggets with a total of 225.5. Very big move on the total, obviously.
Total was once upon a time 235.5, and the spread at one point at DraftKings 15, and right now 2.5. Still in favor of Denver with a total that has dropped about 10 points depending on where you look. 226.5. JVT, Atlanta and Dallas. Once again, this is a game that has some importance from the play-in standpoint. Dallas right now, we'll call it a 3.5-point consensus favorite against the Atlanta Hawks. This game going to tip off here in about 20 minutes.
Sorry, I'm laughing. I'll get to that in a moment. But going back to laugh and mock at the Yankees beat reporter that said, what are we worried about here? The Yankees have struck out 20 times in the last 13 innings.
But the torpedo bat's cheating, JVT.
Yeah, the torpedo bats is way overblown in terms of coverage. And again, wouldn't freak out after one game that this Yankees lineup is just perfectly fine. 20 strikeouts in the last 13 innings. Now, as far as the game that you're talking about here, the Hawks taking on the Mavericks. Thought this was a little strong, but we know that we're going to get the duo here up front, and Derek Lively and Anthony Davis. I'm very interested to see what that's going to look like. Because AD, of course, remember, one of the reasons why he got traded outside of this whole Luka Doncic thing came right after he demanded that he play beside a true center. Well, he's going to get his wish over there in Dallas. So we'll see what that looks like. And that's what I'm most interested in, just to see how Derek Lively looks next to Anthony Davis. Very excited to see that tandem together. Probably not going to play a ton, but Dallas 3.5, total 241. Hawks have been just awful on defense. I very much need them to continue to win because I have this 6-1 taken on them to win the division. They have this half-game lead over the Orlando Magic. Would like them to maintain that. Hawks have not been good enough on defense to really do it, and they don't really have the size to match up with the big guys. Having said that, they do have the perimeter talent to really match up with these guys. I think it's going to be high scoring, just like every single Hawks game. And with high scoring means high volatility. Why dive in now? See if you can get something in game with a big total and a short number.
So the game we have over on your computer there, Wizards and Kings, as we are monitoring that for our win total bet, but also the Rookie of the Year market. Last check at DraftKings, Stephon Castle of the Spurs, massive favorite, around a -$11. And then you've got Zachary Richeche at 9-1, and Alex Sarr is also at 9-1. Those were the odds heading into today. Do you see life for either one of Richeche or Sarr at this point?
So I can't wait to talk to Zach about this because I think he has tickets on both, much like I do, that I thought were dead. I don't know if he ever felt that. But when it comes to, at the very least, both Richeche and Sarr, both have really come along strong. And I don't know if Stephon Castle's resume was so strong that he was not going to be capable of getting caught by either one of these two dudes. So you look at it for Sarr today. So far, in terms of scoring, he's got, let me see, we'll double check this. Yeah, he's still got 12 on 5 of 7 shooting. If you look at the last month for Sarr, in this month of March, he's averaging 16 and 6. Don't ask me about the shooting percentage, with about 1.5 blocks and 0.6 steals. So we'll call it 2.2 stocks, as the kids say. In this month of March, he's really come on and looked a lot more comfortable. And Zachary Richeche has exploded here in a really big way with his offensive talent. I think both are pretty live to get this thing and make it pretty interesting. If you look at Richeche in the last month, 16 points himself on 53% shooting from the floor in the month of March. He's been really solid. So I don't think that this is dead. And I think both have a pretty good shot to catch Castle here for this award.
You know, it's funny because we came into the night, our game of the night, as we talked about, is the 7-0 Dodgers versus the 0-6 Atlanta Braves. And a lot of that had to do with the fact that on paper, it looked like this NBA card was kind of a dud. Well, as we look at the early window, we've got the Knicks and the Cavs. This number went off. Knicks catching 10.5. Knicks right now up 60-53 with some free throws coming for Karl Anthony Towns, and the Knicks still a slight underdog in the live market at plus 1.5. And then how about this, JVT? At the media timeout in Boston, the Celtics find themselves down 12 against the Miami Heat, but yet a 1.5 point favorite still on the live market. The Boston Celtics, who, by the way, on, was it Monday night, down in Memphis, down double digits, I believe 48-38 to Memphis. I grabbed them on the in-game number there, and they came back and won. I believe they covered the pre-flop number 2 against Memphis as well.
This is not going to happen. This is a Celtics team that I would very much enjoy going 2-5 down the stretch. Now, who knows? They have nothing to play for. They're essentially locked into the 2 seed.
What is their win total?
It is.
Is that what you're looking at?
Yeah. Let's see.
We need to get a list. We need to get a list of all.
Well, because I'm in this win total contest here in town, so you have a win total bet on every single one of these.
Right.
So you keep a track. You want everything. To win total is 58.5. I need them to go 2-5 or worse, or I would like them to just lose out here.
I'm gonna go ahead and say that's not gonna happen.
Yeah, but either way, they were 3 wins away from clinching the over in their win total. And looked like maybe you were going to get there. It's a high number, but their schedule's so easy. Their schedule is this Miami game, Phoenix, Washington, all 3 of those at home.
Don't lose to Washington, Boston.
At New York, at Orlando, and then you wrap up with 2 games against Charlotte. I mean, that's why I wanted to lose these next 5 right here. Look at lose to Miami, lose to Phoenix, lose to New York, lose to Orlando, and then just drop one of the 3 versus Washington. And they're putting the B team in one of those Charlotte games.
Don't lose it to Washington. Hey, folks, just a reminder, head on over to VSiN.com. If you're not a VSiN Pro subscriber, check out what we've got to offer. All of our best bets, betting splits, betting systems. $9.99 is our intro offer. VSiN.com/subscribe. VSIN.com/subscribe. Zachary Cohen, he joins us next on VSiN Primetime.
This is VSiN Primetime on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
It is VSiN Primetime alongside Jonathan Von Tobel. I am Tim Murray. Got games going on across the NBA.
If you had Tom Thibodeau's hair, would you just give up? Because I would.
I think there's a lot of people's hair that I probably
look at that. What are we doing?
Oh, come on, man! It's like
what are we doing?
In front.
That's bad.
It's like just the guy from Heartbreak Kid who's like, I'm growing out the bangs. And he had that one little strand of hair.
He willingly looks up in the morning. Every morning he looks in the mirror.
And Tim, you look great.
And combs over that little patch on his forehead. And is like, we're good.
You know what I don't like is that the Wizards are up 9 right now.
Yeah.
Hey, Kings, need you to wake up a little bit. Celtics down 13. Heat now a 1.5-point favorite in game. And the Knicks still catching points despite a 6-point lead right now over the Cleveland Cavaliers. All right, let's head to our progressive guest line and welcome in with the best handle on social media out there. Just ask our own Adam Shine. It is Zachary Cohen. You can follow him at Betting on X, senior editor for VSiN.com. Still got a couple of games to tip off here tonight in the NBA, Zach. So anything in Atlanta, Dallas, Oklahoma City, Detroit, San Antonio, Denver, or New Orleans, LA for you? The LA Clippers, that would be.
Mm-hmm.
I really like the Mavericks -3.5 against the Hawks tonight. Now, when I wrote it up, I actually didn't think that there was a chance that Derek Lively would be playing. It looks like he's going to be playing 15 to 20 minutes tonight. I just think that this Atlanta team coming off the second leg of a back-to-back, playing against the Dallas team that with Davis has looked, pretty formidable. I know that they lost to the Nets the other night. That's a tough loss, especially when, you're trying to get into the Western Conference play-in tournament. But, this has been a good team with Davis in the lineup. You look at the lineup now, there are some, competent NBA players in there. I think that they should take care of business against the Hawks team that, really hasn't been playing well, has lost 3 of their last 4. And outside of Trae Young, it's a little bare when you look at the lineup. I know Risa Shea has kind of come on strong lately, but the Mavericks are pretty strong on the wing when it comes to defense.
All right, speaking of Risa Shea, let's talk about this, the awards market, Rookie of the Year. We've discussed this a little bit through text. I've got 2 tickets, one respectively, each on Risa Shea and Alex Sarr, who's got 12 points today as well. So what do we make of this race at this point right now? Has Castle really separated himself, or do these two have a shot? Is there somebody else?
I think Castle separated himself. I think the other 2 just came on a little too late. Risa Shea and Sarr have both been really good over the last month or so. I remember texting you and Kelly about it a couple of weeks ago. Risa Shea has just been playing great ever since they traded Hunter. But I do think that Castle's played well enough to win it. You're seeing him at -550, -600 in some spots. I think that makes sense. There's not much time left in the regular season for these guys to catch him.
Zach Cohen joining us here, courtesy of our progressive guest line. Last night we see the Golden State Warriors and, well, more specifically, Steph Curry just go absolutely nuclear, going for a 50-burger. And we were talking a little bit about it earlier in the show, Zach, where we might have the possibility of Golden State and the Lakers in a 4-5 first-round matchup. We've seen these teams go toe-to-toe in recent years in the postseason. If that were the matchup, how would you like it from one side or the other? Because, boy, I think the NBA would love a matchup like that. So if we were to get Golden State and LA, how would you see that matchup unfolding?
So I've been one of the Laker haters with JVT, but I would say I would like Los Angeles in that matchup. I just think that, you have Luka Doncic and LeBron James to create offense there. And I think that what JJ Redick has done defensively would be enough with that team. I think that Curry has been unbelievable. The Warriors have been winning games. They've been winning close games. But I do think once you get to a playoff series, there's going to be ways to take Curry out of games, and you're going to force other people to beat you offensively. I don't think Golden State has enough, especially when it comes to three-point firepower, to beat a team like Los Angeles, where Reeves has also come on as a borderline all-star as well. I think that's a matchup where the Lakers would feel really good about advancing.
Up at VSiN.com, Zach wrote a great piece. Headline: NBA check-in what you might have missed while watching the NCAA tournament. Great headline photo of James Harden and Kawhi Leonard together looking extremely happy. So this triumvirate here, it includes the Golden State Warriors, but Minnesota, the Los Angeles Clippers, the Warriors. What are we doing with these 3 in this mishmash right around the 6th seed? The Grizzlies have thrown their hat into the ring, not willingly, of course, because they've been absolutely terrible. But the way that these 3 teams have been playing has been incredible. Do you separate one of them? Do you like one of them more than the other?
I really like the Timberwolves and the Clippers. Those are 2 of the ones that I kind of highlighted in that piece. Like, both of them have been unbelievable since the start of March. Minnesota, a top 5 team in adjusted offensive efficiency, top 10 in defensive efficiency. And we know that that's a team that is going to be a top 5 team in the league defensively for as long as, Gobert is there with those really good wings. So I think that the Timberwolves or the Clippers, whichever one of them is able to kind of avoid the Thunder, get into a 6 or 7 situation, that's a team you should be looking at on the futures market market to maybe win the Western Conference. Like, I think that getting Houston in the first round, I did highlight Houston as a team that's playing well, but I think that that's the team that everybody wants once we get to the Western Conference playoffs. So I think that if you're a 7 or a 6, you have a real shot at going to the Western Conference Finals. And if you're Minnesota, you're 2-2 against Oklahoma City. Have played them really well all season long. And the Clippers, it's not quite the same, but man, I would not want to play LA in the playoffs right now with the way that Kawhi looks. I wrote it in there. I think he looks like he looked in San Antonio, not just Toronto. And I do think that Harden has been just unbelievable all season long, has aged very well. And Zubac, your boy, I think he should be Defensive Player of the Year.
Hell yeah.
It doesn't look like it's a possibility, but if you look at the case, you look at advanced stats, like there is a real case for him to win. It's just weird that no one's talking about it.
The most beautiful push shot, hook shot, whatever you want to call it, in the league. Ivica Zubac, I think he shoots 100% on it. All right, really quickly, I'm going to use a Gil-ism here, Gil Alexander, and you're going to hear it immediately when I say it. I come to you from the future, Zach Cohen, and I say that Kawhi Leonard has played in every single playoff game. I don't tell you the result. I just tell you he's played in every single one. That team ceiling is what?
You can win a championship if Kawhi's healthy. I mean, that's why, that's why this team is built the way that it is. They did not give up on the team when they sent Paul George out. They made some good moves around Kawhi. I had some serious doubts about what that knee would look like heading into this season. I think I was one of the ones sending you pictures of the imbalance in his leg muscle,
right.
But he has looked great all season. Harden's looked great. And yeah, they have the depth you need to win, and they have the coach you need to win. So if they are healthy, all of them, they have a shot.
All right, you mentioned Defensive Player of the Year. You also wrote about this. Anything playable in that market still?
I still think Daniels is playable. Like, I'm not one of the ones that thinks that Draymond Green has run away with it. I understand, Daniels is also in the running for most improved player. That maybe will hurt his case, but you look at EPM, he's still rated a little bit above Draymond Green. He's still one of the league leader in stocks, steals and blocks per game. I just don't really understand where this push for Green has come from. I also kind of like the argument that Lou Dort out there at 25-1 has a really good shot just because they're now, campaigning for him. I know that that's ridiculous, but that's where this Green push has come from. He has, campaigned for himself on his own podcast. I think that now that you're seeing the Thunder player kind of say, it should be Dort if it's one of us, and they do play, historically good defense. I think Dort's got a really good shot.
Zach Cohen joining us here, courtesy of our progressive guest line. All right, Zach, let's get to the Final Four. Let's start with the early game. We talked about it a little bit. Auburn and Florida, and the fact that these two teams played a little under 2 months ago. The point spread was 11. Now it sits at 2.5. But Jim Root, I thought, made a good point. If you look at recent form, the point spread should be right around where we are right now. Anything jump out to you in Florida and Auburn on Saturday night in San Antonio?
Yeah, I'm jumping on the money line with Auburn. I just don't really think that much separates these teams. I think it's really close to a 50-50 game. So, if you can get a plus 135 on Auburn, I think that's a really good price. The only thing I'm a little bit nervous about, obviously, is the status of Janai Broom's arm. I thought that it was visibly dangling last game. He was able to knock down a three. He played pretty well when he came back into the game. If he's not healthy, they're not going to win that game. But I think Florida's been flirting with danger all tournament. I thought they could have lost that UConn game. They should have lost the Texas Tech game. I really like Todd Golden. I like his analytical mindset, but I do think that this team is, I just don't think that they've lived up to what we saw in the regular season in the tournament. So I think that they look beatable.
I don't know. You espoused your love for the impractical jokers, and now you're saying you like Todd Golden. I think you might want to look that up. All right, last 90
I've looked it up.
Yeah, last 90 seconds. Anything in the other one, Duke and Houston?
I love Houston. I'm a little bit nervous about how much I like Houston. Yeah, I took the plus 5.5. I took a plus 222. I don't think that Cooper Flagg has seen a defender like Joseph Tugler all season. I think he's going to be able to do a pretty decent job of him on an island. And I think that, I do a little bit of stuff for the NBA draft. I don't think Con Knippel is a guy that can really create offense for himself against great defense. Proctor's the only one that's going to be able to really consistently help Flagg in this game offensively. And I think Houston's guards are being undersold a little bit. I know that we look at this Cougars team like an elite defensive team, but they have guys that could create offense with Cryer, Uzan, and I just think it's going to be a game where it's going to be very close late. I think I trust the Houston guards a little bit more to create offense.
Your guy, Las Vegas' own, Milos Uzan.
Yes.
Yeah. All right, Zach, appreciate it, man. As always, follow him on Twitter at bettingonx. There he is, Zach Cohen.
It's a fine Twitter handle.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of weird because it has X on. I guess that is the technical name of said website. The Wizards wake up, man. This is getting frustrating here.
Don't let it get you. Don't let it get you. We got plenty of time.
Wake up there. Wake up there, boys. All right. Let's get to some best bets on the other side, as well as word on the street was JVT was talking some smack earlier today about me. Got to play that clip for you. It is VSiN Primetime.
This is VSiN Primetime on VSiN, the sports betting network.
Man.
It's okay.
Tonight, watching Zach LaVine over there brick layups as the Wizards are banking in three-pointers tonight. 91-77, the Washington Wizards up on the Kings. Where were these double-digit dogs during the NCAA tournament? Because right now, the Wizards going off as 13.5-point dogs, up 14 going into the fourth quarter. The Cavaliers have regained the lead over the New York Knicks, 81-75. And then the Boston Celtics as 10.5-point favorites, down 14 at the break. So some dogs barking tonight. Charlotte right now down by 8 against the Indiana Pacers in that one. Actually now down 14. So that one right around the number. But Knicks battling as a dog, going off as a 10.5-point favorite, 10.5-point dog, and currently trailing 81-78. The Heat, 3.5-point favorites at halftime with a 14-point lead, JVT. And now the Washington Wizards, 6.5-point favorites against the Sacramento Kings as 13.5-point underdogs. Not great for our win total situation.
Can I look? We'll do something to make you a little bit happier.
Okay, what can you make me happy?
Blake Snell has walked 2 guys.
There we go.
And Braves have 2 on. Runners on first and second. There are 2 outs in the top of the first. So we got some action.
We are in on the Braves. 0-6 Braves, 7-0 Dodgers. Top of the first at Chavez Ravine. That is our game of the night. Dodgers went off as around minus 230 favorites in this one, and JVT and I both took the run line plus money as now we get an errant throw, and the Braves are going to get on the board, baby. Here we go. All right, before we get to some best bets for the night still to come, maybe looking ahead to the weekend, I was minding my own business this morning, Mr. Von Tobel, when I got a tweet from Jamie Leiva, Leiva, on Twitter, and he said, at Beating the Book, which is, of course, Gil Alexander's handle, I did not have at me JVT coming through and basically calling Tim Murray and Kelly Bidlin mild sauce. It's okay. Some people like mild sauce. Have a great day, gentlemen. What the hell's going on here?
No more than usual, what I usually do, so I don't think there's anything worth bringing up.
No, let's play said clip of JVT taking unnecessary shots, apparently, at me and Kelly Bidlin earlier this morning on a numbers game with Gil Alexander.
Good. To go back very quickly, hyphy, the term coined by, I believe, Keek the Sneak out there in the Bay Area, so I was familiar with the movement.
Oh, there you go. JVT's like, I'm not letting that go by.
He's running circles around me.
Yeah.
I got it. Yeah.
You and Tim Murray are on the very same wavelength. I don't know if you take that as a compliment or not, Kelly, but when it comes to knowing things that are somewhat cool, you guys are very similar.
Wow. All right. Cool.
Oh, my God.
Now, in fairness, the only reason I am familiar with Keek the Sneak is I used to carpool in high school with, I would say, a buddy, although I haven't talked to him in many, many years, but Chasen Sears, if somehow you're listening. And he would listen to a lot, and I was very familiar with the hyphy movement. That's the only reason why. I wasn't, so, you know.
I don't take any offense to that.
You shouldn't.
I am.
By the way, we're going to get 2-plated here. The Braves, I think, are about to take a 2-0. We're going to get home.
Oh boy, get there!
Oh, not even close. Is that who is that? De La Cruz? Not even close. We got 2 on.
2 runs though. 2 runs at the top of the first. I feel bad for Kelly that he's lumped in with me. I take it in. I'm prideful of my lack of coolness. I am aware of it. You say things that just go right over my head. You could just make stuff up half the time.
It's not just you. I mean, during the Super Bowl, I think I was listening, and I think you talked to me about this, but Derek Stevens was blindsided by my very routine knowledge of Kendrick Lamar's discography.
When you were going through all of the possibilities of his first song and what that could be. I just sat here and
a very mainstream music artist, and people were blown away. It was like, it's not that bad. Now, Woo the Kid, that's one that is very much worth bringing up.
Yeah, so I take no offense to that, and I don't know. Me being mild sauce, I'm not a big mild sauce. I like some heat, but when it comes to pop culture, I don't know a ton. I will say you have a surprisingly very little knowledge of movies.
Yeah, I'm not a big movie guy.
Your movies are very low. Now, modern day movie, like recent movies, I'm pretty weak on too.
But it's actually not. Here's the thing. You people think I have a small knowledge of movies because you people all keep referencing movies that came out 40 years ago. Like, who cares? So, I can't believe you haven't seen it. Oh, my God. Like, yeah, it came out in 1979. Sorry. I didn't see it. And I don't have a VHS player. I'm like, what do you want me to do?
Oh, man. By the way, Alex Ovechkin has scored tonight for the Washington Capitals.
How many away?
3 away from breaking the record.
How many games?
I think he's got 7 more after tonight. Mm-hmm. So he is inching closer to the great one. Good God, Wizards, stop hitting threes.
It's over,
for
buddy.
the love of God.
It's over. Don't worry. We got 20 and a half. We're fine.
No, you do. I don't. It's going to land 20. I know it's coming. It's going to land 20.
Hold on. Let's see. Let me double check. Let's see. Wizards.
I'm pretty sure you do have 20 and a half, and I have 19 and a half.
I do have 20 and a half.
I have 19 and a half.
At a plus price on the under here. Wizards remaining schedule after today. Orlando. That's going to be tomorrow.
Okay.
At Boston. At Indiana. Home versus Philadelphia. And then at Chicago, at Miami.
This is going to be the 17th win tonight, if they get it?
Yes.
So I need them to only win 2 more after tonight. I can't believe I was feeling confident. This is what I get. I was coming in today. I'm like, all right, Wizards are playing the Kings. We're good. 13 and a half
it's
point.
only a 13-point lead
took some
here.
Notes down here, and I'm like, Kings, they're fighting for something. The play-in tournament. Nah.
I'm sorry. I'm not going
to. What?
Just because you needed to write that in your notes? Can you just pull up the standings?
That's true. I like writing things down. Speaking of me being old school.
Just go to ESPN.com.
Just for a reminder so I could circle it.
Look, it's already down to 11. You get a stop here, you hit a 3, it's an 8-point game. Like, there's still plenty of time, and the Wizards are an awful team.
All right, let's get to a best bet or two here. Looking ahead, I'll say this, JVT. We've been talking a lot, and we'll continue.
The Kings did not get a stop.
Discussion. What's that?
The Kings did not get a stop. It is 96-83.
Well, one of my best bets once upon a time was Wizards under 19.5 wins, and I thought that was a lock when they had 9 wins at the All-Star break, but apparently the Wizards have woken up from said slumber.
They can afford to win now.
So I am going to be on Houston, but that is not a best bet just yet because I don't know if there's a race to take the 5 if you can get better numbers. 5.5 is out there, but it's juice minus 118 at DraftKings. The one thing I will play is the first half under, and I was talking with a buddy earlier today. Obviously, the first game in the Alamo Dome is going to be Florida-Auburn, so you have concerns about the sight lines. Look, Florida also, these past couple of games, hasn't really gotten off to great starts in the first half. I think these two teams, with the familiarity, might struggle a little bit. We also talked, too, JVT, about what the game was, what the spread was back on February 8th, which was Auburn minus 11. Also, the total was 155. Here in this one, it's 160. So I'm going to take a first half under here. Give me 76.5 under in the Auburn-Florida game. And I will be on Houston, too, just waiting for that one ultimately. I do also like the full game under. So that probably will be a contest play for me as well. Hey, just a reminder, our best bets brought to you by our friends over at G-Bank, the official bank of VSiN. G-Bank's up in the ante with up to a $750 bonus for new G-Bank Visa Signature Card customers. First, new customers who spend $1,000 on eligible purchases within 90 days from account opening receive a $250 bonus. In addition, if you spend $50,000 on gaming and sports app loads within the 30 days of account opening, you'll receive another $500 bonus. That's potentially $750 of bonus money. Apply now, vsin.com/gbank, vsin.com/gbank. Subject to credit approval. Terms and conditions do apply. Mr. Von Tobel, any best bets right now for you looking ahead?
So nothing so far. I will say I do like the under in Auburn and Florida, and do think that Auburn is the side. Again, would sit back and wait until 3. I think I'll be using Auburn, I think, in our Circuit College Hoops Challenge. But I do think that is Auburn, and the under would be the way I go. And for Duke and Houston, to be honest with you, I don't know. I mean, I lean a little bit toward Duke, and that's not because I watched Jimmy Ott and Paul Stone and want to fade Paul Stone so I can win this contest potentially. What if Duke's just UConn from last year?
They might be. They really might be.
What if they are? And I don't want to try to continue to make the case against them.
Last 2 years, right? Duke.
Yeah.
I mean, UConn. I mean, Duke didn't cover against Arizona, so it's not exactly the same.
Yeah.
But you're right. I mean, it does feel like the market is having a hard time catching up to this Duke team as they have been playing this well. So it will be. They could be UConn. You're right. Hey, Evan Abrams going to join us coming up top of the hour. He's got some interesting trends regarding the Final Four. We'll dive into those for you next. It is VSiN Primetime.